once again, we're back on the road down the digital highway in this corner of the DC universe. And I'm about to pull up to another rest stop once again. And this time it's a breakdown of Stargirl episode 8, Shiv part 2. And I got to tell you, this is a definite part 2 because it opens with an exciting, well, I wouldn't say a cliffhanger, but it's a continuation from the following episode. And I mean, this is one of those great writing moments where a lot of people like to say, I knew this was happening. I know where this is going. And whatever. And, either way is I like to just say, buckle up. Let's go along for the ride. So Pat is like driving like a maniac in his Star Rocket Racer, which it was called in the comics. That excellent like mobile that he's driving, and he's driving really fast. And you're wondering, well, wait a minute. So several different things. There's something wrong with his brakes. Where's Courtney? What just happened to the last episode? Where's Mike even? But what happens is that Pat is driving like a maniac down the road and everything. He seems to have full faculties of his thoughts until he drives into a tree. And you're like, what the hell? And what an opening that was. That leads us to him calling Barbara, because Barbara is on a date? No, she's just having dinner after a business meeting. That's what most people do. And even though you could kind of like sense a little bit of sexual tension there, Jordan goes, well, I got to go to another meeting. So feel free to continue drinking and eating and enjoy your stay in the hotel room and stuff. And Barbara's like, thank you. And, it's kind of like, this is how most meetings should go when you go away for a weekend, isn't it? And everything, or on a business trip. But anyway, Barbara gets a call from Pat, and Pat tells her that, there was an accident. And we're like, whoa, what's going on? Oh, yeah. And everything. So it turns out it's a clever ruse on Pat's part. We're not giving Pat credit for what credit's due. He is so smart, and he knows how to see 3 steps ahead. So Courtney obviously is badly beaten in this battle with Shiv from part 1, and he has to take her to the hospital to get cleaned up, checked up, and everything and stuff. So he's in a hospital. Courtney wakes up in the hospital and she's like, what happened? Because she's not superhuman, meaning that, like she's not invulnerable. So when she gets beaten, she gets beaten. And, and they need a cover story. So Pat said that they were in an accident and everything. And he was in an accident as well, because he crashed that tree and stuff. But he's kind of like telling Courtney, he's not telling Courtney it's time to stop because he stopped doing that. He realizes that she is Stargirl, and but they have to tell Barbara, they have to tell the mom, and Courtney doesn't want to. It's just kind of like one of those deadly secrets, and especially when you're in the in-law zone. But either way, is that she begs him not to tell. And everything. And so for now, he consents and everything. So then we go to the flip side. Shiv obviously is, how should we say, satisfied with what she did, proud even. So she drops the dragon fang on the table to her father and says, I found your Stargirl. And he's like, yeah, I already knew who she was, where she was, because he's got cameras everywhere. This guy is an ultra spy. He's got drones all over the city, tunnels all under the city and everything. And who does she think she's fooling? She thought that, hey, you'd be proud of me and everything. And he's like the opposite. He's like, you took your graduation suit, you took my dragon and everything like that. You are a bad, bad girl and stuff, So she didn't at that moment like say that I know who Stargirl is. She just said, I found your Stargirl and everything. So does he know? We don't know as of yet. But basically he's just not happy. So, Courtney is healing up and everything in bed, and then Mike comes in. So this is again clever writing. Please, if you want to learn how to write, watch this show. because it's like, obviously, wait a minute, Pat goes off, Courtney goes off and everything, but what about Mike? Pat's in the car and everything, and then what about, with Mike? And so here's Mike. So Mike comes in, and like he comes in all sad and apologetic because of how he blew up at Courtney, and like he doesn't say you guys left me at the homecoming, but he just says, I'm really sorry for what happened to you, what I said, and what, I just realizing that Pat's your dad too, and so that makes you my sister. I just love that moment. See, this is not that CW soap opera moment, which we'll get to in the end, by the way. But this is a real tender moment between siblings or step siblings, realizing that they are in it together. So when she calls him, little bro, that was really nice, especially when he gave up his last bagel bites. So anyway, now Barbara comes home and everything, and she goes to Courtney's sleep and everything, and then she comes out to Pat, and you could tell she's fuming. If you're married, you know what I mean. You could tell she's fuming and everything. So it turns out that Pat also said that Courtney was driving, and this was her driving lesson, and she crashed a tree. So she's like, how could you do that at night? I mean, seriously, what is wrong with you? I appreciate that you're trying to get along with my daughter, but, and it's just like dynamics. If you're in a step family, you know what I'm talking about. So Pat doesn't really know like what to say, where to go. He said that like Mike got a ride with someone else and everything, and she's like, "We'll talk more about this in the morning." There's no kiss. She came back. She drove all that way, rushing home. Just tapped her daughter on the shoulder, and she figured she'll talk to her in the morning. As well, I'll talk to you in the morning, Pat. Well, I got to tell you something, because he's trying to get out of it. He can feel this heat, but then he doesn't. He keeps the secret for a little bit longer. So, I mean, that's like that dynamic. Now, they don't play up to like, that confrontation, which I don't think is really needed, and that's one of those kind of things where you could just say, meat on the bone. We understand. Barbara had a talk with Courtney and everything like that. We don't really need to see it. So then what happens is that the JSA realizes that, we got to do something. Well, Rick thinks he got to do something, and he wants to bust up. He wants to bust some heads. And this is where Beth takes initiative and is like, look, there's another way of doing this and everything. We don't have to go in guns blazing. She doesn't say that, but we don't have to go in that way. We could just use Henry. I mean, we could use that Charlie, Chuck. That's it, Dr. Midnight and everything. So I have a plan. So, they're willing to go along with Beth's plan. So we can see how Beth is going to be a part of this team. She doesn't have like bang, bang, bang superpowers, but she has a brain and she knows how to use it and everything. And Courtney probably needs that too. She needs some more strategic planning, and Beth seems to be on it. So anyway, so then the JSA gang is outside of the girl's house. I keep forgetting her name and stuff like that. Let's just call her Shiv, shall we? And everything. So that way I don't have to like, that was the wrong name and stuff. So anyway, they're outside of her house and everything. And Beth's like, okay, I'm going in. But while Beth is going in, then Pat shows up. Pat is like, he's slippery as silk, him, man. You know what I mean? That's his superpower. I could just teleport wherever I'm needed and everything, and he just like, just walks up to them and go, what are you guys doing? And hey, Pat, and stuff. Well, Beth is going to, what? What? And then so he runs up to the door, and then the mom, Barbara, I believe, no, not Bobby, comes out. And so now the two of them are stuck on the doorstep. And, Beth is what is she going to do? When I said she was clever, I didn't really, well, she's not that clever. She was going to do the same plan that she used to get into Courtney's house. Hey, I'm a friend of, and I just came to, maybe she could show me some cheerleader moves. And she does an awkward star jump. But then not only that, I said Pat was super smart, right? But then I guess when they confront the people, all of a sudden dumbness takes over. So Pat's like, she's my kid. She's adopted. No, she's my stepdaughter. And so thankfully, whatever is going on in Bobby's mind, and like, she's just not picking up on it. I think she's just really just happy that somebody's talking to her and she's talking to someone. So you could tell that she has no communication whatsoever. So she invites them into the house. So it's like, cool. So we're in. Hey, and stuff. So then they discover that the house is very much like an IKEA showroom. It's fake. It's like, the books is like fake. There's nothing in the cupboards and everything. So do these people eat? That's a thought and everything like that. But then the mom is full of emotions though. So anyway, um Beth scans her, and everything like that. And she doesn't come up in any of the databases and stuff like that. So identity unknown. So I mean, like obviously, that the Edo created her, but how? We're really not sure about his abilities with people. And hopefully maybe this could also lead into time stuff, but we're really not sure how he did it. So anyway, either way, she doesn't exist. Strange. So they're like, who is this guy? We don't know. And so Beth's like, after more awkward exchanges, Beth, goes looking around the house and even Pat with the mom, who's a little bit frisky. You get me? And so, of course, the guys are impatient and everything like that outside. And then what happens is that Courtney gets a visitor. So Barbara comes in and says, "Hey, one of your friends are here." And then Courtney goes, "Oh, it must be one of the JSA guys." Okay, sure. And then it's what is her with the balloons? It's Shiv with the balloons. What's going on? Hey, Courtney's like this. I don't know what to do. What to do? Thankfully, Barbara leaves. So then Barbara leaves them alone, and then she's just pretending like hey, yeah, girl, what's up? And I mean, like I know I'm sorry for last night, about the argument and on the cheerleading ground and stuff like that. I could just use a friend. You know what I mean? So let's be friends. Let's chill. And then Courtney's like, hey, I don't know what to say. Okay, sure. I love it. And this moment is very tense. I mean, because what are they going to do? Because it's not just does she know, it's also is Courtney stupid enough to say anything? Like should Courtney play the card of like, hey, yeah, girl, like let's be friends? So she doesn't know, so she chooses not to say anything and everything. So but did she, so what happens is that when she's leaving, she'll go, "Oh, nice staff," right? So it's kind of like, so she's like, "No, that you're Stargirl, and I'm gonna kill your friends." And then Connie's like, "What the hell? What the hell? But she's gonna leave. I don't know what am I going to do?" So of course, what she does is what is obviously in the 2020s or whatever you're going to call us on the noughties is that she calls her friends and let them know that she knows, and they're like, she knows. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna, you know? Now I left that a bit because that would happen. Pat has a heart to heart with the staff. You gotta love this, and you gotta love Luke Wilson. I mean, there's so many shades to his character, I guess you could say, but he's like, look, man, I don't know what the heck's going on, but I know me and you always seem to have like something between us and everything. But when Sylvester met you, he was an adult. Now, this is important. This is important. So Sylvester was 15 when he met Pat, and Pat was 20. And Pat was like this chauffeur mechanic for the rich boy, little Sylvester, who decides to become Star Spangled Kid, and then he becomes his sidekick, Stripesy, to protect him, he thinks, and everything. But then some years later, when Sylvester grows up and everything, he gets the staff, probably from Ted Knight, the original Starman, or from his son. Never know. I don't know. Don't think of son. But anyway, so he gets the staff as it happened in the comics. So it was kind of like alluding to the fact that, Starfangle's kid became Starman with the staff, and the staff became jealous of his sidekick and everything. So that was another reason why in the beginning, no, not you, definitely not you, and everything. So, with that being said, so he's like, look, we need to protect her. You need to protect her and everything. So stop like flying her into danger blindly, have a little think about it and everything. Can you hear me? And the staff doesn't react. So he's like, I'm talking to a stick. And then when he leaves, then the staff reacts as if like, yeah, I heard you loud and clear, bruv. So back to the story. So now Beth is under, she gets the code 1999, which happens to be the year that Stars and Stripes first came out. Easter egg punk. And she goes down the stairs into the tunnels where we know the first thing should be Grundy. So she doesn't see Grundy, she doesn't see the door, but she hears Grundy. And she realizes, I'm out. And everything, because they're like, get out of there, get out of there. But then instead of, she comes up out of the basement, still no Patton and Marissa, Bobby, whatever her name is, and she goes upstairs to Shiv's room. But guess what? Shiv's home, and they see her coming in, and so obviously, like what I said last week about her getting out of the car, leaving the door open. So she has a driver, obviously, you know what I mean. So that's what that was. So that explains that. So she does the very slowest walk in history into the house and everything. She comes into the house and she doesn't care that Bobby's talking to someone. So she doesn't see Pat, who's under the counter fixing the sink and stuff like that. So she just leaves her to her own devices and then goes upstairs. But then, like I said, the slowest walk ever. Rick and Yolanda decide to put on their costumes, like in the middle of the street and everything. Well, at least Yolanda does, because she needs the costumes to use the powers, but he only needs the hourglass. So Beth is up in the room scanning all the pictures. She's like, man, she likes all these pictures of herself. And then she finally sees the picture of her father, Dr. Ito, on the mirror and everything, and reads that he was a war criminal. He was born in 1901 and he died in 1940s when the jazz thing was about. So, like, what the hell is going on? How do all of these guys who've been around in the 40s are still young in the 2000s? There's something very wrong going on here. And how does it all link and connect? What I'm talking about is both teams somehow have either traveled through time or long lasted through time, if you get me. So it's the way they did it in the comics, but what I really hope the payoff is that the writing in this is so good that they pay it off. So anyway, so Yolanda, is at the window as Wildcat, right? She throws Beth down to our man, and they escape before Shiv comes into her room. Like I said, she's the slowest walker ever. Even though Wildcat had crawled on her roof, so that's got to leave a mark. Anyway, so she's still kind of like, it takes 2 + 2 = 4, blah, blah, and she's like, someone's been in my room. And then eventually, she probably will notice that the picture is gone. But before she can, Stargirl comes flying in. Now, what happened is that because Stargirl realizes that, look, she's going to go after my friends. So she goes and gets the staff. The staff doesn't want her to leave because it's trying to do what Pat said. She's being impulsive. And then the staff just says, forget, let's go and everything. So then they go. So she changes clothes and this fantastic action sequence begins. She flies through the window. They fight in the bedroom, blah, 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 and everything. And then that fight leads out of the window into the street. Now, when I left out, sorry, I'll just sidebar back. Pat's under the counter, and Bobby is a little bit frisky, and touches his inner thigh and everything like that. He's like, oh, hold on. I think I'm done. Hey, but what about your daughter? Oh, no, she left. She got on. He's good. And then, of course, he obviously sees them running through running by and everything as well. So he's like, yeah, gotta go and stuff. And you wouldn't see this on the CW. Anyway, so that's how Pat got out. And then Pat got to the JSA kids. And then Beth tells him about Dr. Ito, and he's like, of course I know who he is. This is really crazy and everything. And then let's go. So now they're going to have to get a lesson on Dr. Ito. Now, the thing about it is you got to remember now. So if Pat would know Dr. Ito, he would know him as the Dragon King and everything, but he might not know him as the, Easter egg or spoilers, who the Dragon King actually is. But he would know that he's another ISA member. So that was the thing about that. Back to the fight. Now, wait a minute. Before I get back to the fight, it's a big thing because it's going to be a big thing in the next 2 episodes, I believe. Is that Henry develops his powers, or it's still painful for him, but slowly he gets to realize he's got the telekinesis. He finds the key to his father's secret chamber. He finds the suit, the tapes, and everything. And then when he sees a picture of his girlfriend, then he realizes that, he was like, there's something going on, something strange, a setup. What do you mean? What are going on? And so he goes to her house, and that's how he ends up hitting her with the car and everything. It's kind of like Back to the Future. But so she's fighting Stargirl. They're kind of again at a standstill. Henry comes in, and his brainwave powers just want to explode until they finally do, and like he separates the two and everything. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "That's Courtney. That's my girl, and what's happening? I'm hearing all these thoughts." So I think that brainwave will become the heroic brainwave. I think once he finally gets it all clear and his father wakes up, that there will no longer be that guilt of my father could die, that you're an evil supervillain. No, I'm not down with that one, Dad. You know what I mean? So I really think that's what's going to happen by the end, is just that brainwave is going to join the JSA. I think that becomes very clear now. So Ito's drones come and grab Shiv, like the shadow drones in Jacob's Ladder. They drag her back and into the sewer. That was really cool and everything. And what was great about the actress is that she actually went upside down into the sewer. That was really cool, instead of like, hey, let's make her safe, let's do her feet first and stuff. So I really like that. And Courtney goes like, Henry, and then Henry's like, Courtney, and then I got to get out of here and stuff like that. So so they know each other now, and in credits. So anyway, I know this is really long, and I don't like these to be long. I like these to be short, but I just have to say that we just now gotten word that Stargirl has been renewed for season 2. Woohoo! We're definitely excited about that. Can't wait for more Stargirl. But trouble is that it's no longer going to be on DC Universe. That contract is up and done, and it's going to be just on CW. Now, bad thing, CW is a soap opera teen drama show. This is not. But this was starting to move a little bit towards it, but it looks like what I was saying was great is they don't focus on that. They focus on the superhero and the Yanks and all that other kind of stuff. But I would hate for them to focus on Blue Valley High School. But it's what they do. That's what they cool. Standing stories out. There probably won't be 13. Well, they could be 13 because Black Lightning did 13 on the CW, didn't he? So it's a possibility that we already had heard rumors of before the pandemic that Stargirl was going to team up with the Flash. Now maybe it's team up with Supergirl. So definitely they're going to know about those other. So like in that fashion is that is going to be awesome because I could see Barry's Flash interacting with these kids and Pat. Supergirl definitely interacting with Stargirl. That would be amazing. So like, oh my God, would that be so awesome? So hey, it's not a bad thing, people. I know a lot of people are hating on it, but I'm loving it. So, look, man, I gotta get back in my truck, get back on the road, get back down the highway onto the next rest stop. I'm your driver, the hitchhiker, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And you know what? Oh, last thing is, I got my first family plot from Tehran, my man Tehran on AfterBuzz. Yo, dude, that was powerful. I loved it and everything. You know, I've been like going on all the other threads of my favorite YouTubers like Boba and Arix and Blind Wave definitely and everything. And so hopefully they'll return the favor and come over here. You know what I mean? Please do. So either way is I'm loving it. You know, and I'm out of here.